478 official T20s. Quite remarkable.
I know most players only have one page on the esteemed website Cricinfo. Ravi Bopara and Imran Tahir might be moving on to their page number 2 when it comes to the amount of teams played. I would like to start reading them, but we only have a certain amount of overs to our disposal.
I think there's more than 30 teams on that list, if not more. Hasn't bowled much of late. Given us a wide outside the off stump, rightly so. The reason for that, HD, he took a blow to the thumb. And with his kind of bowling, it was the right thumb, obviously, that took the blow. Kind of bowls a lot of cutters, a lot of slower balls, a lot of stuff out of the back of the hand. In some ways, kind of the last, he's into probably the autumn, if not the winter of his career. Last little while, he's been a little bit of a sort of bowling all-rounder. But in the T10 recently, he's playing as a batting all-rounder. You suspect his experience, he'll very much do both here for the Chitwan Rhinos.
I mean, it is as a batter that he made his name, and there was as a young up-and-coming cricketer playing for Essex County Cricket in England. He was well regarded, well thought of. Many thought he would have. Was well regarded, well thought of. Many thought he would live a long international career. And it'll be another wide. I just want to go back to the Kushal Mala story, Lenny. It's a very difficult game, T20, when you're not in form to actually find form again, because there's an expectation that you play a high-risk game. He is a high-risk type of batter. When he hits the ball a mile. And so when you do run into bad form, it's a very difficult game to find that form quickly. And when you read out those statistics around the 30 and 50 balls, you just wonder whether, that's just a player desperate to spend some time at the crease.
Yeah, and one thing Monty Desai has generally been very good at, the Nepal national coach, has been keeping him in and around the team. There's Ravi Bopara's T20 numbers. In 21 appearances time, he'll crack 500. Not many players have done that. He was even out playing for England recently, wasn't he, in the returning Hong Kong Sixes. Got a lot of runs out there. Bit of a batter's paradise up in Hong Kong. Very small ground too, but he hasn't really bowled much. You can see that. There's a projected scores. I think you can probably rule the 170 plus out, the 10 and over. The Gurkhas will be thinking more about, can we get to 140, 150, build a partnership, and start to find a way to find some boundaries. Both of these players are more accumulators, as we'll see a rather tardy misfield, which will allow a second.
I think that's where the Gurkhas have made an error in batting first here. Not that they were sent in, don't get me wrong, but while batting first is just to try and assess those conditions. Often players just pay lip service to that word, assessing conditions. Little misfield leads to 2. And you don't have to go out there and score 10 runs and over every over. Assess those conditions and think, well, okay, maybe 150 is a winning total. Maybe it's not 170, but the Gurkhas came out as if they wanted to get 200 and have got themselves into trouble.
When you've got the record that Michael Levitt has at this ground, that remarkable century he made in the Triangular Series earlier in the year, you can understand why he was trying to do that. That's the 50 that's come up. These two just trying to rebuild something, doing it quite cautiously to start with. 8 from Bopara's first, it's 50 for 4.
DHI Happier Home. Today sahi.
Pond Super Light Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Tapayko Asli Energy Red Bull Asli Nerozum.
Neoco solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys, the gas hobs, your way of quality living.
The second and third where Levitt started putting on a bit of a show, and we thought everything we said in the pre-game was right. There's going to be more runs in the surface. We really liked the shape and the look of the Kathmandu Gurkhas side, particularly their overseas players. But 3 of them already have come and gone. Eskenazi, Levitt, Erasmus. all in and all now out. And one of the things that's going to be a big challenge in this competition, particularly with 8 teams, HD, is how the